Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the news broadcast on TayNinhTV with some last events now. Private Reuters, nationwide, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking at a conference on the implementation of the task of 2025 of Provincial People's Council held on the morning of February the 14th, Mr. Nguyễn Thành Tâm, Secretary Provincial Party Committee, Chairman of the People's Council of the TayNinh Province, emphasized that the entire political system needs to accelerate and make a breakthrough in implementing the 5-year socio-economic development plan for the period of 2021 to 2025. According to the entire political system is united, responsible, and strive to achieve the highest level of success in achieving the socio-economic growth target of 10%, raising the premise and momentum for the breakthrough growth in the period 2006 to 2030 with the goal of double-digit growth over the years. Urgently innovate and rearrange the organization of political system to be streamlined, operate effectively and efficiently according to Resolution number 18 of the Central Executive Committee of the party, and quickly deploy and implement the law on organization of the local government, amended after it comes into effect. Some issues that we are requested to. Firstly, regarding the preparation and organization of the meetings, and this is a very regular and important activity of the People's Council, we continue to focus on innovation organizing meetings to ensure that they are close to the actual situation of the locality, in accordance with the law, ensuring the procedural processes regarding supervision activities in the spirit of ensuring compliance with the legal regulations, ensuring the transparency, comprehensiveness, and objectivity, promoting the role of directing and operating the activities of the Standing Committee of the People's Council in supervision work, minimizing overlaps in time and location. In-depth supervision continues to effectively handle recommendations. And at the same time, the Standing Committee of Provincial People's Council continues to coordinate with the Provincial People's Committee and Provincial Vietnam Thailand Front Committee in implementing the regulations to resolve related matters, implementing the resolution issued by the Provincial People's Council, focusing on preparing for the activities of summarizing the terms of the 15th National Assembly, the People's Council at all levels for the 21 to 2026 term, proactively preparing for the election of deputies to the 16th National Assembly, the People's Council at all levels for the 2026 and 2031 term.
Implementing Decision number 23/2021 of the Politburo on promulgating the regulation on mass mobilization work of the political system. In recent times, party committees, authorities, the fatherland front, and social political organizations at all levels in the province have led directed the implementation, thoroughly implemented, and raised the awareness of carriage party members and people about the importance of mass mobilization work. Accordingly, the province regularly reviews, supplements, and issues new working regulations, focusing on the inspection and supervision of the implementation of mass mobilization work, paying attention to building, consolidating, and perfecting the organization and apparatus of carriage during mass mobilization work, meeting the task in the new situation. Mass mobilization work of the government, activities of contact, dialogue, and handling of petitions, reflections, and recommendations of the people have been seriously implemented. The sense of responsibility for serving the people of agencies, units, carriers, and party members in the political system, especially state administrative agencies, has been significantly enhanced. Coordination between the government and mass mobilization agencies, the fatherland front, and social political organizations and armed forces from the province to the grassroots level has also become increasingly close, synchronous, and effective, contributing to promoting socio-economic development, firmly consolidating national defense and security, building a clean and strong party and political system.
And on the morning of February 14, the Standing Committee of the Provincial Party Committee Association Enterprises Bloc held a conference to announce the decision to establish the Grassroots Party Committee of TayNinh Provincial Economic Joint Management Board. The Secretary Provincial Party Committee of SMEs and Enterprises Block Leighton Gong chaired the conference. According to the decision, the Provincial Economic Joint Party Committee was dissolved and the Grassroots Party Committee of the Taynan Provincial Economic Joint Management Board was established for the 2020 to 2025 term on the basis of the two party cells of the types of SMEs and public service units and the Provincial Economic Joint Management Board, which are the party cells of Provincial Economic Joint Management Board and the party cell of the Taynan Boracay Management Center, with a total of 44 party members. And at the same time, the Executive Committee and the Standing Committee of the Party Executive Committee were appointed also. Mr. Trương Văn Hùng was appointed to hold the position as Secretary of the Party Committee of Provincial Economic Joint Management Board for the 2020 to 2025 term. Speaking at the conference, Mr. Leighton Gong requested the Grassroots Party Committee of the Taynan Provincial Economic Joint Management Board to promptly develop the working regulations of the Executive Committee for the 2020 and 2025 term, develop the work plans and programs for the 2025, and at the same time, guide the two subordinate party cells to develop and implement the working regulations for the 2025 to 2027 term, strictly perform the tasks prescribed by the party charter, maintain the routine for the party committees and party cells, and pay attention to the work of developing party members, building good relationships with the leaders of the management board, core civil servants to help the Provincial Economic Joint Management Board perform its tasks well and develop further. And briefly also, on the morning of February the 14th, the Standing Committee of Provincial Party Committee of SMEs and Enterprises Block transferred 12 party cells under the Provincial Economic Joint Party Committee with 163 party members to the Tang Bang Tao Party Committee.
In January 2025, the Provincial Business Committee and the Provincial Working Group Project No. 6 urged and directed departments, branches, localities, and the entire political system to participate in implementing the task of Project No. 6, closely following the goals, requirements, and roadmap for assignment of implementation. Up to now, the awareness of all levels, branches, localities, and communities, businesses, and people about national digital transformation in general, and Project No. 6 in particular, has become increasingly complete, comprehensive, and profound, gradually bringing Project No. 6 into life. Agencies, units, and localities from the province to the grassroots have increased publicity and transparency in administrative procedures, serving the people better and better. As of January 14, 2025, TayNin has completed the integration, connection, and successful listing of nearly 1,650 public services on the National Public Service Portal. The implementation of online public services is being actively implemented by departments, branches, and localities, meeting the requirements and expectations of the people. In addition to saving time, effort, and money for the people, the whole province has also gradually promoted the development of the digital economy.
And on the afternoon of February 14, the National Assembly continued to discuss in groups a number of important contents, including the supplementary project on the socio-economic development in 2025 with a growth target of 8% or more. National Assembly deputies of Taynan province actively participated in contributing opinions at the discussion section. Giving the opinions on the supplementary project on socio-economic development in 2025 with a growth target of 8% or more, the majority of deputies basically agree with the government's goals, requirements, and economic growth scenarios for 2025 to bring our country into an era of the prosperous development. However, some deputies said that in order to promote production, it is necessary to perfect the mechanisms and policies to attract private investments resources into the economy, as well as implement investment projects. In addition, there should be policy to combat waste in the project implementation, promptly remove obstacles in administrative procedures and business production conditions for enterprises. The Provincial People's Committee has been given the authority to decide and take responsibility and through the Council, but it must report to the Prime Minister through the Council for decision. Just one sentence, more than a year without decision. So how can we make a breakthrough with such roundabout procedures? And to meet the requirements of development, therefore, once the resolution has solutions, the government must have a mechanism to strongly promote procedures. Delegate also suggested that it is necessary to increase investment in the field of science and technology to create high-quality human resources and master the key fields of science and technology and increase the national potential also. Increased investment in the fields of science and technology can create the high-quality human resources, master the key fields of science and technology, and increase national potential. However, this field often requires a large capital needs and has many potential risks, making it difficult to attract investment resources, and therefore, many appropriate solutions are needed also. In addition, the delegates also stated that it is necessary to improve the ecological environment and the food safety, and these are the technical barriers and high requirements for export goods, and if not improved, they will become barriers to exporting goods. First of all, the seafood industry. On February 14, the Standing Committee of the Provincial Youth Union organized a seminar on improving the quality of party development through creation work among the union members and the youth in TayNinhTV province. In recent times, the work of inspection, supervision, and social criticism on the work of party development and soul creation from outstanding union members has always been of interest and implementation by the youth union at all levels. And since the beginning of the 14th of TayNinhTV Provincial Youth Union Conference, the term of 2022 to 2027, the whole province has 1,821 outstanding union members admitted to the party and reaching a rate of nearly 74% compared to the total number of party members admitted in the whole province. And the seminar discussed and shared the new models and good practices, pointed out limitations, demonstrated obstacles and issues arising in the work of party development and short creation from the union members and the youth in the province, and at the same time proposed directions and solutions in the coming time. And ladies and gentlemen, at the TayNinhTV Sport Training and Competition Center football field, the football tournament celebrating the party, celebrating the spring of the snack and celebrating for the new year, TayNinhTV Television TKP top of the second of 2025 officially opened. Attending the event, there was Mr. Vũ Trung Trường, director of the radio and television station, head of the organizing committee, along with the representatives of provincial departments, branches, and coordinating units. This football tournament was organized by TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station, TayNinhTV Department of Culture, Sports and Tourism in coordination with the M&E TKP Joint Stock Company, bringing together a football teams from associated units and enterprises in the province. In addition to the official matches, this year's tournament also includes a charity-friendly match between the organizing committee and the Fire Prevention and Fighting and Rescue Police Department under TayNinhTV Palace. Immediately after the opening ceremony, the match between the Viettel TayNinhTV team and the joint team of the Department of Finance, Department of Construction of TayNinhTV province took place and will broadcast live on the TTV 11 channel and the OTT platforms of TayNinhTV Radio and Television Station. The tournament lasts until February the 16th, and the final match of the closing ceremony is scheduled to take place at 4:10 p.m. on February the 16th, promising to bring explosive and impressive moments of the football team and football matches to the viewers. And ladies and gentlemen, the family deduction level is an issue of public concern, especially in the context of increasing the prices and living costs. The Ministry of Finance has proposed to change the family deduction level in the law on personal income tax, but in time to submit it to the National Assembly is in October 2025 and pass it in May of 2026. The Ministry of Finance has proposed to change the family deduction level in the law on personal income tax, but the time to submit it to the National Assembly is in October of 2025 and pass it in May of 2026. And according to experts, the waiting time is too long, whilst the financial pressure is increasing on the people's lives. According to regulation, the family deduction level can only be considered for change when the consumer price index CPI fluctuates by more than 20% compared to the most recent adjustment. Since 2020, the CPI has increased by nearly 16%, approaching the adjustment level, and thus, while the cost of living increases, the people also have to pay higher taxes, increasing the financial burden, and while the family deduction level remains unchanged. Talking about the family deduction, in terms of ethics, it must be linked to the general level of the people's living standards, but in terms of legal basis, it must comply with the law on personal income tax of 2007. And according to this law, when the CPI increases by more than 20%, the government submits to the National Assembly Strike Committee for judgment, then just follow it. And the draft law on personal income tax replacement is expected to be discussed by the National Assembly at the October 25 section, approved at the May of 2026 section, and can be applied from 2027. And with the actual deduction level being higher than the required deduction, many taxpayers believe that waiting another year for change is too long. A child going to school also has to spend at least 4 million Vietnam dong a month, including the food and milk, not to mention the medical expenses. So I estimate about 6 to 7 million Vietnam dong. However, the current deduction of 4.4 million is lower than the actual payment, and I want to raise this level to reduce the burden. The deductions are deductions for dependents and caregivers, and the second deduction is deduction for the social insurance and health insurance and other compulsory insurances. And the charitable deductions have been included in the taxable income according to the proprietary tax table. And to contribute to the draft law of the Ministry of Finance, up to 16 ministries and localities have proposed to raise the family deduction level by 1.5 times compared to the current level, citing that the current family deduction level is outdated. And if the implementation process is followed correctly, the law will take about 2 years to take effect, and that is too long a period of time when the current law is no longer suitable to reality and creating the pressure on the people's lives also. And on the morning of February the 14th, information from European American Market Department and the Ministry of Industry and Trade said that the Minister of Industry and Trade, Nguyễn Hồng Diên, has a meeting with the U.S. ambassador to Vietnam to discuss economic and trade cooperation in the coming time. The ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of the United States of America to Vietnam, Mark E. Knapper, affirmed that the new U.S. trade policy was established in the aim of further promoting the fair trade, protecting economic security, national security, the workers and businesses of the United States. And the recent tariffs were not aimed at Vietnam, and the United States want to maintain bilateral relations, and economic and trade cooperation with Vietnam continues to develop in a positive direction. Minister Nguyễn Hồng Diên shared and supported the U.S. viewpoint on the fair trade and affirmed that Vietnam has no intention of applying any measures that cause discrimination, create burdens, or restrict trade or harm U.S. production and workers. And 120 websites and 44 e-commerce application platforms must explain that they have stopped providing e-commerce services or have been dissolved, stopped operating, or are no longer operating at the registered address. The Department of E-commerce and Digital Economy under Ministry of Industry and Trade connects with the General Department of Taxation to review and request traders and organizations that own for 120 websites and 44 applications to clarify the status of e-commerce services that have stopped operating or are no longer operating. In case the enterprise does not respond within 30 days, the management agency will terminate the registration of the website and e-commerce application according to regulations. And the scale of Vietnamese e-commerce market has increased sharply in recent years. In 2022, it was $16.4 billion increased to $20.5 billion in 2023, and in 2024, the e-commerce market size is estimated to reach about $25 billion. And ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. President Donald Trump has announced an additional tax of 25% on steel and aluminum imported into the U.S. However, according to the Vietnam Steel Association, domestic steel enterprises will be significantly affected because the tax shock has occurred since 2018 and they are still working on a response plan. This steel manufacturing enterprise also exports steel to the U.S. each year, accounting for 10% of the total export turnover. And the 25% tax rate is also the current tax rate of the steel products. And therefore, instead of worrying about reducing imports immediately, enterprises will have to plan to adapt to the changing world situation. What we have done is to immediately work with the legal team in the U.S. and Vietnam to assess which HS codes will be affected. And it is actually a new opportunity for us. Instead of spending time on raw products, we focus on high-end products and products with a complete value of international customers. According to the Vietnam Steel Association, for Vietnam's exported steel products, in general, they are still subject to the 25% tax rate that the U.S. has applied since 2018. According to the U.S. Customs statistics in 2024, Vietnam exported nearly $1 billion worth of steel and steel products, an increase of nearly 160% compared to 2023. Currently, domestic production capacity is still very high. Units that want to promote capacity and reduce costs must sell products. If the domestic scale cannot meet all the demand, they must find export markets. And finding export markets also face many barriers because many other countries also export, and we ourselves also have to compete with other countries. And we must find every way to increase export to increase the consumption output. However, the most important and direct thing depends on the corresponding tax rate that President Donald Trump is announced in the near future. And that's all for today, TV News. Thank you for being with us, and goodbye for now.